to see Bama come down a little bit kind of brings me it just brings me a little bit of a smile. So yeah, I'm so sorry to the girls in our group chat, but it had to happen. Hi guys, welcome back. It was a very interesting week in SEC football. And we're just gonna dive right into it. So Bama OU. Molly, what were your takeaways from this game?
Yikes. I mean, I think our poor Bama girls in our group chat, I mean, we were like, man, we're all going to cry together today on this sad, sad weekend. I'm always in for an upset. I love upsets. I love rooting for an underdog. Obviously, Oklahoma upset Alabama 23-21. What a close game. These are the kind of games that I love watching. Like they're so entertaining. They keep you on your toes the whole time. OU was a 6-point underdog into Tuscaloosa. So once again, this was an absolute underdog comeback. And for Alabama, this was a huge hit on them. And now they're facing a must-win situation to keep their playoff spot contention. So I don't know. I mean, OU is a lot better than we ever presumed this summer. I mean, their defense forced 3 turnovers and turned them into 17 points. Eli Bowen had an amazing moment this weekend. He intercepted a pass and returned it 87 yards for a touchdown. That's one of those moments where, as a fan, as a Bama fan, you're probably like, what's going on? Like you're freaking out. I have those moments as a Texas fan. We've all been there, we're all there. So I don't know. I think, OU has an amazing special teams coordinator. They have, they're really good at being under pressure. Like even in their Texas Red River rivalry game earlier this year, it was a great game. Like I think OU is actually a fabulous team. And I'm saying that as a Texas fan. So to each their own. Chizzy, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I have been on the John Mateer bandwagon ever since like researching him and figuring out his story. I just love like his energy. He just has a swagger to him. He kind of reminds me of like a Jackson Dart, but like a little bit more toned down. And I just love his rhythm of play. I think also with the injury and then coming back, I feel like he's trying to win back that Heisman, but I don't know if that's in the works for him. But still, I love the effort. And I think also just coming into Bama on their homecoming, like to be able to rally behind that pressure and just succeed and now have to force Bama to like win out in order for them to be in the playoff is just so amazing. And also OU's defense, I'm a defensive girly by nature, by heart, was so fun to watch. Like I had so much fun watching them. And also just to see that you can get Ty Simpson under pressure consistently, not only just one time. Because I know watching like the Mizzou Bama game, that was like the one thing we needed to capitalize on, and we did it, but we didn't do it full out enough to actually capitalize on it. So to see OU to capitalize on causing pressure to Ty Simpson, to throw interceptions, and just continue to have like a very hype, I feel like a hype atmosphere about them being away on the road, like has them in a chance to really make the playoffs and to for people to actually take them seriously. Because I'm kind of like, I kind of like this OU team a little bit more now. And also just to see Bama come down a little bit kind of brings me, it just brings me a little bit of a smile. So yeah, I'm so sorry to the girls in our group chat, but it had to happen. It had to
I
happen.
know. These are like, as a Texas fan, Bama and OU are probably like the worst teams for us. Like we just don't like any other fan bases. But I will say something that I loved about this game is that OU and Texas joined the SEC just last season. So this is their second season in the SEC conference. And I think what's great about this is that last year everybody was like, Texas deserves to be in the SEC. Like they're absolutely of that caliber of talent. It's been a great, that last year was a great year for Texas. Like entering the SEC, it really changed some stuff up. And I think it upped the level of competitiveness in the SEC. And OU just really struggled last year. And I think this year they've kind of done a flip flop where like OU is injecting a ton of chaos into the SEC because everybody kind of thought that they were going to continue on that legacy that they left last year. But Bama stumbling like this I mean, this could open the door for so many contenders coming up, especially into the playoffs post regular season. So hopefully, they don't slip again. But if they do, I mean, like I said earlier, they're kind of in this situation where they could potentially not go to the playoffs at all. So that is what it is. But there were a ton of really good games this weekend. Texas A&M, South Carolina. I mean, wow, what a game! A 1 point difference. Texas A&M took it home 31-30. They completed a 27-point comeback. Talk about what year was that Super Bowl? The Atlanta Falcons Patriots game. It's giving that, okay? They were down 30-3 at halftime, but somehow rallied to win 31-30. QB Marcel Reed threw for 439 yards with 3 touchdowns in the second half. A&M stays undefeated somehow. I cannot believe that's the first time in SEC history that this has happened. Coming back 27 points is wild. I don't know if you got to catch any of the highlights on this. How did you feel about that game?
It was crazy because my friend was at work and I was taking a nap because I had a long day, and she was just like, "Texas A&M couldn't play like this when they were against Mizzou last week." I was just like, "You're so right, so mad." And then like I wake up and I'm like, "Huh?" I said, "What do you mean Texas A&M has came back?" And of course it would be South Carolina, like the team that everyone's forgotten about, written off and all that stuff, for them to come back. And I just know the pain of South Carolina to almost take down the undefeated team and for it to be 1 point. Oh, I would be so livid. But even in that, I feel like it's just a testimony to Texas A&M because I can't even imagine. I'm not gonna lie, and this is why God didn't make me an athlete. If I was down 27 points, oh, we're wrapping it up. It's been fun. This was great. I love it. But next week, our minds on next week, not right now. So for them to have the mindset to come back, I think it just shows everyone too who they're up against. Like, don't count Texas A&M out, even if they are down, like not at all. And it kind of showed me like, dang, okay, Texas A&M, I kind of have so much respect for you guys, even though you guys beat us really bad, being a Mizzou fan, but still, I just thought like the resilience that they had to come back and the confidence kind of just shows like their team dynamic as well, because imagine rallying that many guys to be like, we're still playing to win this game, being down 27 points. Oh yeah, no. Molly, what about you? What do you think?
I mean, I want to piggyback off that. Imagine being a coach for A&M in that scenario in the locker room at halftime. Like, what are you saying to your team to keep them motivated? Because, like you said, this is probably why we did not play college football. Um, After probably a 2 to 3 touchdown lead, I'm probably gonna look at my teammates and be like, "This was a great ride. Do you think we can get Chick-fil-A after this?" Like, there's no way that I would think there's ever a possibility of coming back. And I think to get into the locker room and have a coach give you a head, like a good head talk, I mean, so motivating. Like, I don't know what he threatened them with in the locker room or what he said. I'm not really
Can
sure.
we know? Can someone on TikTok,
Right.
Marcel Reed, I know you love to do TikTok dances after one. Can you just, let us know what he said to you guys? I need to know. I need to know.
Was it motivating or was it threatening? Like, I'm just curious as to, like, what got your asses
Was
to
it
move.
NIL? Like, can we, nuances here? So
Right, yeah, you guys just let us know in the comments. But I don't know, it was a great game overall. I think it's I once again love an underdog, and in that moment, A&M was the underdog. I mean, a 27-point lead is wild. Ole Miss, Florida. Ole Miss has been a team that I personally have underestimated this entire season. And even though Lane Kiffin is hands down probably my favorite college football coach, I think he's the best. You never know what's going to come out of that man's mouth, and it is the best thing to watch. It is like watching reality TV when you watch Lane Kiffin talk. Okay, like there's just like you never know, it's unscripted, whatever. Ole Miss took Florida 34-24. I mean, Ole Miss was trailing in the fourth quarter, but Lacey broke loose with a 224-yard, 3 touchdown game to power the Rebels. So Lacey has set a new Ole Miss single season rushing touchdown record. I just gotta say, Lane Kiffin is rumored to be a candidate for the Florida Gators head coach. I'm just saying, after that win, he has downplayed and emphasized his commitment to Ole Miss. So I just think he like smashed those rumors. He walked into his possible new team, new job, and was like, maybe if they win, I'll jump over. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you guys are a sexier team and I'll come over there. But they proved themselves wrong. And Ole Miss was like, we're proving it. You stay here, buddy.
I think one of my questions I had from watching this game is, do we think DJ is going to transfer? I think that's my biggest question in it all. Despite the coaches stuff, because I don't know if you saw this video of like the Georgia players after playing Florida, like hyping up DJ, and they're like, I know recruiting when I see it. So like I think even seeing this game, I'm just like, is DJ going to leave, or is he going to write it out, or does it depend on the coach?
I was gonna say, I think it depends on who Florida gets as their next coach. Um, DJ has just had like kind of unfortunate circumstances. Like he's obviously hurt last year and unable to play, and then this year, like mid-season to fire a head coach is kind of wild to me. I get it needed to happen. All of the Florida fans, like Texas, that win against Texas kind of like gave him a little bit of grace for a few weeks, and then they were like, "Oh, you still suck. That was just pure luck that you guys beat Texas. You're fired." I really do think it's kind of crazy for a team to like that's a really big shakeup in mid-season. So, I don't know. I think I'm a big fan of Steve Sarkisian, obviously, because I'm a Texas fan, but I love what he says about the transfer portal being that you cannot create a great team if you are consistently getting 20 new players a year. And so I think for DJ, I think it would honestly be beneficial for him to stick it out and ride it out at Florida because I think that they could build an amazing team that it has chemistry and what's the word that I'm looking momentum, chemistry and momentum. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't think he'll transfer, but that's just I could be wrong.
We'll come back to this clip. We'll
We'll,
come back to this
we'll
clip for sure.
stitch this next season.
Yes.
Um, okay, Chizzy, the last and final game that we're going to talk about because I'm going to get off here and cry is the Texas Georgia game. Obviously, I'm going to cry. Um, obviously, Texas could not beat Georgia last year. And this year, I had a lot of hope. I wasn't, oh, they're going to beat them. I was not that, cocky or naive. But I did think that Georgia is a beatable team. And I did think that with Texas playing at their best, like when they played Mississippi State a few weeks ago, if they would have had that same headspace, I do think that they would have won. Texas ultimately played so flippin' sloppy the first quarter, the entire quarter. Turnovers, interceptions. Obviously, Kirby Smart has an amazing special team, so that we won't even get into that because I'm still upset about it. But I mean, I for half a second in the second quarter, I thought there was a comeback happening. I really did. I thought there was some momentum happening. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Ultimately, Georgia did beat Texas 35-10. It was close up until the third quarter, which is when I said it was 14-10. I really did think second, third quarter I was like, there's a comeback coming. But then Georgia just seemed to explode. 21 points in the third quarter. That is insane. Gunnar Stockton, just congratulations. You passed 229 yards, 4 touchdowns, plus your rushing score. You know what? Nobody cares. You're not that special. Arch Manning, buddy, buddy, I like if you're watching this, if there's ever a clip of me that goes viral, let it be this one. Get
Cue the
it
sound.
together.
Yeah.
Like, get it together, okay? You threw for 251 yards. I get it. Our offensive line, no bueno. Okay, I get it. There's only so much that Arch can do. Uh, However, you had an interception. Let's be better about this, okay? We can get it together. I know that we can. And I'm reframing this season for us as a Texas fan base of this is a great starting point for next season. We're just going to forget the rest of this season. Like every game that we're going into from on now on is a practice. Like that's fine. Running game. What is going on with Texas? The offense is crap. I don't know what is happening. As a Texas fan, it is so infuriating. And I don't know if it's the play calls. Like, I don't know if we maybe need to run new routes or what's happening, but like only 23 rushing yards in 17 attempts. 23 rushing yards. I
That wasn't
cannot.
like LSU right now.
I I yeah, that's my piece set on Texas. I think next year is gonna be a great year. This is a great building block for Texas. I think this is a great humbling season being the number 1 pre-seed in July. So, yeah, I think, we'll just have to see how next year goes.
Um, I can feel your pain. I mean, watching that game was actually just like going from watching Bama OU to watching Texas Georgia. It was like expectation versus reality. Like I was watching the game being like, what is actually going on? Like I literally posted and it was like Texas is playing like question marks. I don't know, and a Texas receiver needs to let me know, was the ball high? Like why do we keep dropping the ball? Like I every receiver was dropping the ball and I was just like, I thought we're better than this, you know. Maybe the
Mhm.
ball's hot and I just don't know, you know. It's on fire.
All I'm saying is Arch is going to get hurt. I mean, at the end of the day, our offensive line, like, he's not family. I don't know what their deal is. The amount of times that he was getting up slower and slower each time he got hit. I just want to put that out there. Like, Arch is going to get injured with the way this offensive line plays. Um, like you just said, I don't know. Are the receivers tight ends? What's going on here? We're literally ball straight through the hands. Like they don't know how to close their hands, apparently. They don't know how to hold on to something. Maybe it's a commitment relationship issue. Maybe they, I don't know what mommy and daddy issues they have. I'm not sure. They can't hold on to anything to save their lives. Obviously, it is so infuriating watching Texas with the penalties. Every game, it's
Oh no,
another
that was bad. That was bad.
it's
That was
every game. False start, 5-yard penalty. Of course, on every single play. Like those 5 yards are really adding up, Texas. Okay, let's get it. I cannot. The third down inefficiency, like non-existent. Like once they got to the third down, turnover. Like they could not get the ball moving. So at the end of the day, you were telling me before we started recording here about one of the coaches on the sidelines for Texas just like absolutely losing it. That was me watching the game. Like I was
Justin, shout
literally
out to him. I actually was like looking at him and being like, okay, calm down. But like low key, I'm like, you're actually so right. Cause what the heck, what are y'all doing out there? And I hope that they actually ran for each one of those penalties. Cause having 7 penalties in the first half alone, are you mad? Are you crazy? Like, are we just is there a bet? Like, let me know. Are you trying to transfer to Georgia? Like, I just need to know like what's the tea because 7 penalties in your Texas, it's not even like you're no shade, no tea, but like it's not like you're a Mississippi State. Like you're Texas. Why are we playing like this? Um I think the other thing that really got me, sorry, we do have to credit Kirby Smart. The
yeah.
play calls, I was like, wow, like this is actually really fun to watch right now. And I do not like the Bulldogs. And it made me so mad and infuriated that I'm like, dang, they kind of sketched this up so well. The fake, oh my goodness, the one play that got me was um Gunner pretending to like fall or whatever it was, and it ended up being a completed pass or a touchdown. I forgot which one, my memories kind of behind me, but just the play calls were genius. They were
I mean,
genius.
his last name is Smart, so I would assume he's pretty smart. So I just, you know, creds to Georgia, creds to Kirby Smart. Once again, everybody keeps like I was listening to Game Day and they were all talking about like Texas's chance at getting into the playoffs. I was like, forget the playoffs. Forget them. Let's talk about next year. Let's look at next year. There we don't need to talk about playoffs with Texas. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Like as a fan, I don't think they deserve it. And I'm sure they feel the same way. You know what? I'm sure if I stepped into that locker room and I said what I just said, they would all be like, yeah, yeah.
I think
Like,
so.
sorry, have you watched yourselves? Like, yeah. You know what, though, boys? Next year, we're going to go get them, hook them horns. It's going to be a great year next year. Ultimately, we have to go back to fundamentals and learn how to catch the football.
Exactly. That's
Mhm.
Molly's rant. and I love and I hope all Texas football players listen to it and lock in for Molly so that she has no more heartbreak. Please.
Thank
Every
you.
day.
Appreciate it. I need to go cry now. So that was fun catching up this on this weekend's SEC stuff. You guys let us know in the comments your thoughts on the SEC, and also who do you guys think is actually going to get to go to the college football playoffs? Let's talk about it. Like, subscribe, follow us on social media, and we will catch you next time.